Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Little Miss Recap is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name's Amy.
Good morning, I'm Amanda. I don't know why I say good morning. This may not
Well,
be morning when people listen. It
A
is for
lot
us,
of people listen when they wake up.
though. That's true. So good morning, or good
Good
afternoon,
morning.
or good evening.
Let's get into severance mode. Good morning. Start your day out well. Enjoy your day.
Your innie would like to wish you good morning.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Todd and I will go through whole things. We'll have whole conversations. Be like, your outie does not like broccoli. Your
Yeah.
outie does. We just go back and forth. And if
It's
you've never watched Severance, you have no idea what we're talking about.
it's a
but that's
great
fine.
show.
So good.
It's great.
So good.
It's very well written. It's slow.
Oh, it's a very
but
slow
it's
burn,
okay. It's okay.
but it pays off when it pays off.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, Amanda, we're here for one reason only. Our
And
girl's back.
Our girl's back, and we're not here quite as much to talk about hot Rod as one would think.
Rod disappointed me this episode because he wasn't there.
Right. Well, that's kind of the theme of Rod Blanchard's relationship with his daughter. Kind of just not there. Not there a whole lot. Not showing up when
Rod,
needed.
not there.
Not there. When he's there, he's real nice,
Sure.
but he's not
Sure.
there often. And
Sure.
she would benefit from him being there more, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need less Christy, more Rod still.
I just want to let everyone know up top that this episode is on the free feed, but the rest of the series will be like the other two seasons on Patreon. So like the other season. So did we cover Gypsy Rose Prison Confessions? Yes, we did.
Of course
Did
we
we
did.
cover Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup season 1? Yes, we
Yes,
did.
we did.
It's
Did
all
we
on the $8 tier.
And didn't we also do Mommy Dead and Dearest? Did we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Pretty much, if there's a documentary that is Gypsy Rose related, we have done it. We did not do that one bad movie with Patricia Arquette as
No,
as
we did
Dee Dee,
not.
because
No,
I
we
said
did
we
not.
didn't need to do it.
But all your Gypsy Rose content is on the $8 tier. So jump on, join us for this. We're going to do, when we did season 1, we did 2 episodes at a clip. We're doing one by one this time.
We got to do one by one. We have a lot to break down. We have a lot to chat about.
The best was I thought I could wait.
I knew you couldn't. The thing, folks, you need to know about Amy is that she needs to come to things in her own time. You cannot push her into something.
That's the Gen Xer in me.
You can hint at it and let it percolate, and then it'll eventually come probably to the way you want it to come, because she is a sensible woman over there.
Sure.
But I knew you couldn't wait until Yellow Jackets was
Yellow
done.
Jackets
6
will be
weeks.
done, and then we'll go into Gypsy Rose, and then I heard everybody talking about it, and I had FOMO in a big way, and this is what I love about my job.
I know. Here's the thing: it's your podcast, girl. You can do whatever you want.
I love this group of characters, this cast of characters so much.
Yeah.
And I will say too, if you're listening on the free feed and you're like, do these two bitches like Gypsy Rose? You will find a favorable read of Gypsy Rose from us because we have empathy for her.
Yeah. Do I want her in my personal life?
No.
No. Do I think she's making good choices?
No.
Do I think she had or was ever set up with the potential to make good choices? No.
That's the thing. We come to it through an empathetic lens.
Yeah. Do I think she should be having a baby and
No.
maybe be married and maybe no. I think she should have taken years to figure her shit out, but we're here.
And we're rooting for her.
I'm rooting for her. I hope she figures it out. Whatever it is.
I realized I root for most humans.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
And I really don't think she's like a danger to the world.
No, I don't think so either. I think she may have been a little more involved than she's letting on with the murder.
Potentially.
But
I had to remind Todd last night. I was getting Todd caught up because he's not interested enough to watch the season. We had to begin
Todd.
I know. We had to watch Temptation Island last night, which
okay.
Whoa.
We could talk about that.
We'll have a conversation about that at some point. But I was explaining, first of all, I had to go through the whole Aurora Urker of it all.
Worker.
a worker, and he was very entertained by that. He just
Mhm,
could not stop giggling at the mere thought of worker. Um, but I was explaining that, she's still married and she's having a baby with this guy, Ken, who we thought was going to be okay. And no, he's not
mm-mm,
going to be okay.
mm-mm,
And Todd had to ask, is she the one that's married to that sweaty guy that hovers? I'm like, yeah, they're in the middle of a
mhm.
divorce, the one that looks like Charlie. And so we had to revisit that. And it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing,
A whole
and
thing.
she was complicit in murder.
Mhm.
Let's
And
not
so I had
forget
to
that.
remind him of Victor, the
Mhm.
500-year-old vampire, and
Yep, yep.
all of that, and then he wanted to know if Florian had any involvement because of his
Oh,
vampiric status, and I
oh,
said, "No, these 2 are not related at all.
no, no,
No.
no,
Mm-mm.
no.
Mm-mm."
Alright, so let's dive in, shall we? Maybe we'll have a Temptation Island moment at the end.
Maybe. I need to pull up the names of these people because I can't
Okay,
keep them straight.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all the men look the same except for the one who's not white.
Correct,
Yeah.
Breon.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
All 3 of those men, I can't keep them
Well,
straight
and
remotely.
I think Lino's, isn't he Latino?
He might be. He
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be,
yeah.
but, like,
And then
he
there's 2
looks
basic white boys.
yeah, but those
Mhm,
3 look enough alike that I
mhm,
kinda
mhm.
can't keep them straight.
Never a button have they met on their
No,
shirts.
no,
No.
no,
Mm-mm.
no, nor have girls ever met anything that remotely comes up halfway up their chest.
Okay.
Okay, anyway.
Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup, Season 2, Episode 1, Pregnant on Parole.
Dun, da, da.
All right. We are first accosted with egregious art, some kind of artistic interpretation of Gypsy Rose and Ken kissing. And
Mhm.
it says Soulmates, established 2017. Now, you sent this to me. It's atrocious.
It's atrocious. I also showed that to Todd last night. I said, "Do we need one of these?" And he said, "No. No,
Well,
we don't,"
you're
which
probably getting one. I'm not going to lie.
he's like, "Wait a minute, they've been together that long? I thought she just married someone else." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, it's a whole story. It's a
Nope, and
whole
they're
story."
doing everything they can to remind us that they were
Yes.
together that long,
Oh,
but they weren't.
yes. They weren't. No,
No.
they were not together for, like, 7 of those
Yeah.
10 years.
So this is June 2024, so we kinda pick up where we left off.
Mhm.
She's
Mhm.
very newly pregnant.
Mhm.
So she's staying at Ken's apartment, and Ken says, "Well, here I am in this shithole of Louisiana. Never thought I'd live here,
Right.
but life happens." No, dude, you made a deliberate plan to seek out Gypsy Rose
Right.
when she was in prison. You wooed her, you broke her heart, you got back together with her, wooed her away from Ryan,
Mhm.
stuck your dick in her without using protection, and
Right.
here we are.
Right. This none of this was like you tripped and somehow she fell on your dick and now we're pregnant. Like,
Right,
you made
right.
a lot of choices to get us to this point, dude.
The way these guys talk
Have
about
no responsibility for anything that has ever happened to them in their life is amazing.
the way they just talk about, like, I don't know how this pregnancy happened.
Right.
I know how it happened because it happened to me.
Right. And you
So,
even thought you were on the pill at the time.
so they're getting ready to go to the transvaginal ultrasound, which I'm
Mhm.
also familiar with.
Oh, yeah. Who
And
let's
he,
just say who amongst us hasn't had one? Probably a lot of people who haven't had one, but they're a delight.
oh, if you've ever had PCOS or any kind of issue, you've had one.
Infertility, you've
Hmm.
had the dildo cam. Mhm.
And Ken's like, oh, will we be able to see anything this time? Fuck off, dude.
Is his entire affect annoyed 17-year-old boy?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Yes.
making sure that is correct because I live with one of those, and I
Mm.
wanted to make sure I wasn't just, you
Mhm.
know, projecting my experience of
Yeah.
a young man. No, this is the
Yeah.
actual experience of this
This is
young
the
man.
actual experience.
Okay, got it.
So, production set asks Gypsy at one point, "Where are you in your peace with Ryan?" And she says, "Well, I keep trying to apologize. I have a lot of guilt. The guilt weighs on my conscience."
Okay.
Girl, don't. You made a
Don't.
stupid decision. You got out of it. Did you roll right into another stupid one? Yes.
Yes.
But let's let go of the first stupid one.
Hey, Ryan here.
Ken says, "I've never knocked anyone up before, and this has been very shocking. I wish she had gone through the divorce before this happened. It's not a good look for her." Pause, pause, pause. Or me.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So Gypsy says she's getting a lot of hate online and she's trying hard to break the cycle of her mother.
Okay.
She now makes a comment about, okay, so they're in the car. and they're
Mhm.
talking about being on their phones.
Right.
And he's like, "Put the phone away, put the phone away." And she's like, "You should talk, Mr. Up All Night reading the comments." So what she's doing here, let me
Uh-huh.
explain for
He's
everyone,
calling him out for
is
being the fame whore that he is.
she's couching it in a joke because she doesn't feel safe enough in this relationship to just say it.
Right.
So she's couching it in a joke, but she wants us to know
Mhm.
that he is
Up all
up all
night.
night reading the comments. Up all night, sleep all day. Was that
I don't
Oh,
know.
who
It's a
was
hair
that?
band.
It
I'm
is
the
a
wrong
hairband.
person.
Yeah. Okay. So she says she's getting a lot of hate. Now you could see his face when she rats him out to the audience.
Slaughter.
Thank you.
Slaughter.
Thank you. Thank you. Mark Slaughter. How could I forget? Um,
Wow.
if she didn't, she says, if I didn't trust you so much, I'd be real suspicious. You're on that phone all night. They come out of the ultrasound. We don't get to go in there and, there's no wand cam where we're up
Thank
in her uterus with her.
and for that, I am eternally grateful. Didn't
Matt
need that.
Sharp, not these guys. Matt Sharp is
Mhm.
gonna find a way to put a camera in a transvaginal wand.
At some point, we will see someone's ovaries and bowel and
Yeah, at some
intestines.
point.
It'll happen.
So they
And
come
I only say
out.
bowel because when I had my transvaginal ultrasound, I said, "Oh, is that my ovary?" And she said, "No, that's your bowel, and you're going to need to go to the bathroom soon." I was like, "Okay,
Oh, there
great.
was a
Thank you for
little
telling
poop
me."
in there. Oh
Yeah,
my
I was like,
goodness.
"Great."
Oh,
I'm like, "I'm
wow.
going to stop looking at the screen trying to guess the things that I'm seeing because it all just looks
Yes.
like bubbles, fuzzy
Yes,
bubbles
it really
all up
does.
in there."
That was when I infamously saw the 2 babies. I was like,
Ah.
"Ugh." Okay, so they come out of the ultrasound, baby's healthy. Ken looks stunned and terrified.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
mostly his view at this point, like,
he's kinda like,
"Eh,
"Well, this is happening."
yeah, it's happening, dude.
Yeah.
Aurora is on the way."
They show a bunch of TikToks. Amanda, how do we get to be one of the TikToks that they show?
Well, we might need to do more TikToks.
Let's do a fake TikTok right now that
Okay.
we can cut out and maybe it'll
Oh.
make it to the show, okay?
Oh, okay, sure.
Ready and action. Hey, Amanda. Oh my God. Did you see Gypsy Rose's father, Ken? Or
Girl,
Gypsy
chips.
Rose's father? Hold on. Take two.
Me too.
Take two. Take two.
Didn't get off to a
Okay.
good start there. I'm not sure,
Take two.
we have a
We have to
future in TikTok.
we have to talk kind of real, like, can you
Right,
believe it?
I'll
Okay.
get there,
All
yeah.
right.
I was trying to get there, but you fucked it up.
I did.
Okay.
Take two. Hey, Amanda. Oh my God. Did you see Gypsy Rose's father, Rod?
Rod,
Rod
God,
is
what is
so hot. Oh my God. What
Amy?
what is gonna happen? Is Gypsy Rose gonna kill her father, Rod?
I don't I mean, she's killed before. She might do it again. We
She
don't
mi
know.
she
It could
might.
happen.
Will she use the baby as an accomplice?
Possibly. Maybe the baby is also a vampire. We don't know.
We don't
We
know.
don't know.
Okay, hopefully that makes it in.
I think that'll definitely make it in. I think the producers of season 3 will find us somehow randomly.
With our 500 TikTok followers.
That might be why we didn't make it. Just throwing it out there as some potential reasons.
Kristen, you need to cut that out and put it on TikTok for us.
Yes. Thanks, Kristen. We appreciate you.
And then send me a bill and I'll pay you, of course.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So now we go to Cutoff,
Cut
my
off.
favorite place.
I know. Their house is a lot smaller than I thought it
Oh,
was.
it's only a little baby house.
I think it's because mostly we see the back and they have that huge like covered porch area, garage, workshop. Like there's a lot going on back there. I think
There
that made me
is.
think that the house is larger than it is.
Yeah.
But the house itself is really small.
This, I think, is a Southern thing. And guys, come at us and let us know, those of you who live in the South or just in temperate weather.
Right.
I think it's a thing where, a lot of your living space is outside because
Because
it
it
can
can
be.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know this
No.
world. No.
Mm-mm.
So Rod is doing some real manly work with this truck. That's all I wrote down. I don't know what he's doing. He's just like looking manly and walking around his truck.
I believe they're packing it to go on a trip. I don't know if that qualifies as manly, but okay. Sure.
He tells the camera,
He
I
just looks
knew.
hot to you. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he tells the camera, I knew Gypsy Rose wanted to get pregnant, and I wish she waited a little bit and lived a little bit, but this is beyond a piece of paper like marriage. Remember, he kept telling her,
Marriage, just a piece of
marriage is
paper.
just a piece of paper. You can undo this. Well,
Mhm.
this you
Which
can't undo.
right.
No.
Right.
So Christy is very excited. Can we talk about Christy for 1 second?
What's happening with her hair?
Yeah, what's going on with her? She's not looking her best.
She's not looking good.
No, she needs to keep it up for Rod. Keep him interested.
He could have he could have some other people. I'm not gonna say anyone he wants, because he really couldn't have me, but that's fine. He could have other people.
Uh,
I think she's going through a bad bang journey is part of it.
oh, maybe. And the
I think so.
color. She needs to lighten that color.
Yeah, like Matt Maher says, the older you get, you need to go
Mhm.
lighter, not darker,
Mhm.
which I'm remembering as I go get my hair colored tomorrow.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I met with a BDF this week and she had gorgeous gray hair. And I
I
was
wish I
like,
could do it.
girl, I need to do it. I
I
need to
wish I could
figure
do
out a
it.
way to do it. So Christy needs to do something. Brown,
Yeah,
ash brown, do
something.
something. So she's gonna rock that baby all day and night.
Oh,
Rock
sure, of course she is.
up all night, sleep all
She's
day
gonna
like
rock.
Slaughter.
Oh, is she going to David from Mass Styles rock with you all night? Amy, I never need to hear
I
keep it
know.
100. I keep it
I am
100.
so giddy because I'm in my happy space
Okay, I
right
won't
now.
bring you to Mass. Sorry. Go ahead. I will send you back.
So she is 16 weeks now, so we're jumping a little bit.
Yeah, which I'm
She's
glad.
16
If we
weeks
had to
now,
do
me too.
every week of this pregnancy, I might have to stab somebody.
I could if we had Rod in there. I could do
But we're
it.
not, because he's never around, Amy. That's
He's
the
never home.
problem.
So we're having a gender reveal. Mia says, I was disappointed when Gypsy told me she was pregnant, but I was
Yeah.
happy too, but I'm worried as well.
Because Mia's the only adult in the room, as always.
We see Rod chatting up Tafer.
So I was trying to tell Todd last night that Ken's father's name is Tafer.
He's real Turkish, apparently. We didn't know it.
Okay, Turkish. That's what we came for.
Mhm.
Once I was able to get to the name Tafer, because I was I was originally not naming him Tafer.
Uh-oh,
I
what were
was
you calling him?
originally naming him, hold on. I need to find the full name of this person that I'm going to come up with. I initially called him Tangay.
Mm.
And I was like, I just don't feel like that's correct. And Todd isn't like, wasn't there like a Tangay involved with like the first climbing of Mount Everest? And I think there was.
Okay.
Let's see, am I correct?
Okay.
It's someone rescued climbers. There's definitely Tenzing Norgay is who I was coming. I was coming to
Oh,
Tengay.
right, just rolls
Tenzing
right off the
Norgay.
tongue. Yes.
That's who it is. Who
Mhm.
was the he accompanied Edmund Hillary. But yeah,
Okay,
I'm like
okay.
Tangay. No, it's Tafer.
Tafer he's cute.
He's an adorable little man.
Mhm. Tafer said, I knew nothing about this relationship, but now, I see that they have a strong connection and I feel good about it. Rod loves Tafer. He's like, hey, Tafer, you want a Miller Lite? Come on, let's go drink in my boat. Like
They're
buddies.
buds. They're
Yeah.
buds. But imagine you're Tafer, right? And your son is Ken
Whoa.
Urker.
Whoa.
And first of all, your son comes to you at some point and says, I have fallen in love with a woman in prison
That I have sought out.
that I have sought out.
Mm-hmm.
She murdered her mother,
Mm-hmm.
but it's okay.
Mm.
Okay, I have
Mhm.
questions. Should I be Tafer?
Mm-hmm.
Then they break up, and Tafer was probably like, oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm. And Tafer probably watched season 1 and saw
Probably
Ryan.
watched season 1 and was like, oh no. No, I don't want this for my boy.
I gotta get on the phone. Actually,
gotta
now we know that when this aired, they had not seen season 1 yet.
I know, but Tafer, I think Tafer has questions, and I think he has the right to have them.
I do too. And Tafer says he wishes that Gypsy got divorced. And then they
Before
dated, and then they got married, and then they got pregnant.
in the, I'm going to say, most common progression of these things.
Sure.
Not right, wrong, or indifferent, just the most common progression. We meet, we date, we marry, we have children. Hopefully we're divorced before all of this. For at least Todd and me, we met, we dated, we moved in together. He got divorced. Then we got engaged.
But they were separated.
Very
Let's
much
be very clear.
separated.
Yes,
and
yes,
I
yes. Like
had met
headed for
his
divorce.
papers had been filed when
Yeah.
we met. It was fine, but
The
still.
first thing my gram said to me when I called her and told her I was pregnant, "When do you get married?"
Of
Now, keep
course.
in mind, every single woman in my family was pregnant before they were married. But
Mm.
for some reason, I couldn't do it. So there we go. So
Or that was her
anyway,
question to everybody. When you
yeah,
get married?
yeah.
Because you know that
So,
was the first question to your mother,
oh yeah,
Graham had. When
oh
do you get
yeah,
married?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. We meet Gigi, who is Christy's mom, and they're twins of each other,
Yes, they are.
clones, twins, whatever.
Mhm. Mhm. Gigi's
Um,
spit, and there's Christy.
and there's more. Everyone is real disappointed. We get it.
Yeah.
We are too. We are too.
We are too.
We are too.
We're not the timing of this is not great,
But it's here and it's
but it's here.
happening.
Nothing we can do about it.
It's a girl.
Mhm.
Yay, it's a girl.
Well, the sex of the baby is female.
Yes. Mia says,
I hate
I'm
gender
not,
reveals so much, Amy.
I do too. I'm not giving her my blessing. Dad went that route with Dee Dee, and you do not have to get married if you're having a baby. Correct,
Correct.
Mia. Yes.
Again, Mia, the only smart one in this whole lot of folks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
We see TikToks again.
Mhm.
Okay. Maybe next time it'll be us. Who
Maybe. One
knows?
can only hope.
Now we're going to go to New Orleans.
Mm.
Okay. Because Ken
Kian.
moved to New Orleans. He didn't
Right.
move to Cutoff.
Right. Because you can only bartend at so many places. Though
Yep.
actually, I think if you're going to try to make a living as a bartender in the
New
greater
Orleans is a
Louisiana
good
metro,
place.
New Orleans is the place to do it.
But apparently they're still like 45 minutes from each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to couples therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken is not happy.
I looked up this place because I was real nervous about it.
No, it looks real.
It's real. It's real.
Yeah.
But I was real nervous about it with a place named like Rebirth. I was
Mhm.
like,
I got
ugh.
just from what this woman was doing in episode 1, I feel like she's real.
I feel yes, she is a real counselor.
Mhm.
I was just afraid we were like crisis pregnancy center sort
Or
of
that we were
place.
like some kind of religious center.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
This seems to be real
Mm,
legit therapy. And I actually think it's incredibly smart of them to do this.
I'm trademarking this idea right now. A therapy center called Rebirth, and you are given therapy by someone dressed as Jesus.
Wow. I feel like that has a very niche audience.
Sure.
Yes.
Cody'd go there.
Cody would go there. Maybe
Robin would go there.
the Manosphere might go there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
So, Gypsy says it's nice to see where we can improve our communication because Ken's immediately like, we don't need couples therapy.
Right.
And she says, we're in a very public and stressful situation. So she tries to lure him into this. And I'm saying that because it's very quickly revealed why Gypsy needed to go to therapy with this asshole.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I
So
think even if he wasn't an asshole, which spoiler alert guys, he turns out to be a real asshole. I think it's very smart for her. I think she's trying so hard to do everything right.
I do too.
I really do.
We meet Ashley, founder of Rebirth, and they
Mhm.
fill her in on what happened. And Ken says he saw the documentary and he wrote to her, and through their letters, they fell in love. They dated, whatever, he proposed. Then he broke up with her for her own sake.
Sure.
Amanda, for her own sake.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Never told her why.
Right.
He just left her and he dumped her.
Yeah. That's
She
like that
says,
asshole Mike. He dumped me for my own sake too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just for your, just so you can grow.
Right.
She says, we are here to learn how to communicate. She says, like, for example, I don't want to corrupt his positivity. Now Gypsy is starting to roll out what is wrong here.
Yep.
And she says, he shuts down when I bring up social media. She says, I know this world longer than he does, and he has a very hard time with it. Like, Gypsy's used to this bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. She's been dealing with this she's actually been dealing with this in some way, shape, or form her entire life. Because her mother's whole grift was parading her out there like Astor's pet goat, in the words of Martha Lipnack.
And I'm going to say again, I'm going to remind everyone again, if you didn't see season 1 or you forget, Ken opted into this.
Yes.
He opted in. He was out. He was clear. He was free.
Yes. He never had to talk to her again,
Nope.
but he got lured right back when she got real famous.
Yep.
He's no better than Ryan.
He says, I disagree. You're the one who's always in the comments. And then he says, all of this is new for me. 6 months ago, this wasn't my life. I wrote, his body language is everything. He's turned away from her. His arms are across his chest like this.
Mm-hmm.
She's turned towards him and her
Yep.
arms are at her sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
I
This
wrote, I could
therapist has
watch
got
this
to
all
be
day.
like, wow,
I
this
could
is a
watch this
lot.
all day, just the two of
Mm-hmm.
them.
Me too.
He says he doesn't feel like he shuts down. They get into a fight.
Yep.
Okay, now I want to say something. There's a very serious moment here that I really related to. A serious moment that resonated with me because you can't resonate with something.
Right.
Something resonates with you. Let's just
Okay.
agree on that, okay?
We are 100% agreed on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
She says he left her once because of, and in her mind, so the narrative when he left that she told herself
Mm-hmm.
was that she was too much. The
Yes.
publicity was too much, the social media, all of it was too much. He ran away.
Yep.
Now she fears he's going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So she's managing everything
Yes.
around him, trying to make it. And I related to this because this is exactly how I felt. Because she even says, I felt guilty for getting pregnant and I kept apologizing. When you have an accidental pregnancy, this
Yeah.
can happen.
Yeah.
Even though Timmy was like, fine,
Right.
right?
This is what we're doing.
I still felt guilty about it. And I
Yeah.
remember sobbing to him and saying, I feel like I've trapped you. And he
Mm.
was like, what are you talking about? And I can remember even early on, like, he was in a labor union. He worked a hard job and he
Yep.
like if he had a hard day at work or whatever, I would say, I feel so guilty that you have to do this job because I got pregnant because
Right.
we have these kids. Like, what?
Right. You guys did the
We
horizontal
did it
hokey pokey.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's just as
And he
complicit as you.
And he would say to me, Amy, I would have to work a job whether we had kids or not.
Right.
Like, I have to work a job. Stop it. Like, he couldn't understand it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but
But
I
you saw it.
understood it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something it took me a long time to kind of overcome. And I see Gypsy doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Plus, I
she's
think she knows how volatile he is. So she's just trying to
yeah.
keep him even keeled at all times.
But I don't know, like, if this therapist is a good therapist, she's gonna start from what evidence do you have
Mm-hmm.
that he will leave you?
Right.
You know what I
Well,
mean? Like, and let's go through it. Maybe there is evidence.
yeah, because
Yeah.
he did before. I understand
Mhm.
why she's nervous.
Because he's probably sending her signals.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
And he left her before.
he was on screen 10 minutes and I thought, oh, this guy wants to run. This guy
Uh-huh.
regrets everything about this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm picking it up,
Yeah.
she's picking it up. All right. So, okay. We get a video message from Ryan. Hey guys, it's Ryan. And he's just thanking us for his support. I want to thank you for your support. Okay.
What?
I know.
First of all, who's supporting him? Second of all,
I don't
what
know.
support are you doing? Just liking his posts?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now
He's
we get
such
a
a fame
little
whore.
Now we get a little bitch session from Ken,
Yeah.
who
Ken.
tells us, I don't like my apartment, but she told me I needed to be here. So here I am. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Not
Mhm.
this is my partner. Not I love her.
Nope.
Not I wanted to be
Nope.
closer to
Nope.
her during the pregnancy.
Nope. He says, I took all my savings and I came. And he says, we're looking for houses. And she says, oh, this is a nice one. She's looking at houses, right? And she goes,
Mhm.
I think I'd put carpet in the nursery. And he throws her a look.
Right.
Like, why would you put carpet? Ken's got a lot of ideas
Uh-huh. Of how things are done.
on decor and how to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's
So-
sure he is correct.
Yeah. She says, so she goes, okay. So she makes this passive aggressive comment. And she says something about not being able to live together until they're married. She so desperately wants him to ask her to marry him.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Propose. And I just keep screaming, thank God he's holding out. Thank God
Thank
he's
God.
holding out. No.
Yeah.
So we see him house hunting. Now I want to talk about something, Amanda. I want to send you live on air here
Oh,
2
okay.
pictures. Okay.
Okay.
Because
I'm ready.
something drove me fucking crazy about these two, and I was able to capture it. Here's picture number 1. Please describe to the people what you're seeing.
Okay. Okay. So we've got Ken, I'm going to make it bigger. We've got Ken and Gypsy walking.
Mhm.
They both have like yellow bags in their hands.
Mhm.
He looks pissed. She
Mhm.
looks annoyed.
Mhm.
Um, she has like a wallet with money coming out of it.
Mhm. Second picture, describe the one on the right.
Okay. Oh, okay. So the one on the right is a very similar view,
Mhm.
except it's Ken, or excuse me, it's Ryan and Gypsy. Well, Ryan is certainly staring at her ass 110%.
I want you guys to all take notice. Every time we're watching, Ken walks in front of her every single time.
Ah,
Ryan always
interesting.
walks behind her or
Ah,
with
interesting.
her.
Right.
Ken walks in front of her. It drives me fucking crazy. I
Okay.
don't know why. It's like a little thing with me
Okay.
that it just I don't know. It drives me crazy. Guys, come at me if that kind of stuff bothers you. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's not that it's like a chivalry thing.
No.
It's like a respect thing.
Yeah.
He just walks in front of her and she's like 10 feet behind him at all times. She is
Interesting. I'll start watching for that.
it's it's similar to how I went off about Asuelu and Kalani when he went in the house and she
Right.
had to get the kids out of the car
Yes.
and get
Yes.
them into the yeah. So pay attention now.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So we see them house hunting, and I wrote one thing that drives me nuts is how he walks in front of her. He just gets out of the car, slams the door, and walks in front of her.
Okay.
Ken doesn't like her bed. So we learned that Ken has not been spending a lot of time. Ken has not been going down to cutoff because she only has a full size bed, Amanda. And he doesn't like it. He needs his space.
I
He's
mean,
a diva. He's a queen. Like,
he's
what is going on here?
oh, I know. He's a spoiled brat. I have to admit, though, if I had to sleep in a full-size bed with some level of regularity with somebody else, I would not enjoy that.
Okay, now
But
imagine it is the beginning stages of you and Todd's relationship,
that's what I was gonna say.
and you're in love with him,
Right.
and that's the only way you could see him.
Yes. I'd sleep on a single bed with him. The idea
Exactly.
of both of us fitting on a single bed is fucking ridiculous, but yes, I would do that.
My ex-husband and I slept on a single bed all the time.
Wow.
My bed at college,
Well,
all the
sure.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so back to cutoff now. I don't know why they filmed this scene. I
Okay.
don't know what's happening here, but first we get a phone call. Ken is calling Gypsy. There's a storm. Okay.
Yes.
Storm a brewing.
Yes, we have a hurricane coming.
And Gypsy says, we're under mandatory evacuation. And Kian says, okay, well, are you going? And she's like, well, Christy's asleep on the couch. She'll be asleep all day. She's sick. And Kian is like, well, if you die, don't say I didn't tell you so.
Wow.
Wow.
If the mother of your child is like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. Remember, she has not dealt with a hurricane since Katrina when she was a child. I would be concerned. I'd be concerned with this flippant attitude. Now, I know a lot of people don't evacuate even under mandatory evacuations.
Amanda,
it's a whole conversation.
what about Rod and Christy tells you they're going to evacuate?
Nothing.
They're going to ride it out like my Uncle Tony.
Yes, and
with
Jesus
the gun,
will
with the
Jesus,
shotgun.
Jesus will take care of them.
Yep.
For Christy, the answer will always be Jesus will take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, now I just wrote, what the fuck is wrong, Christy? Christy's like, on the
Seriously,
couch.
did she have like norovirus?
Why would they have included this?
Well, I found it interesting when Christy was like, "Oh, we got to get in all the, furniture off the thing and
furniture."
Right. And Gypsy's like, do we hire someone for that? Like, what are we doing here?
Gypsy knows not what to do.
She doesn't know what to do. And she's really pregnant. So not really, she's pregnant. She probably shouldn't be carrying around big things.
She could help. I was like,
she could help.
She's just sitting there scrolling on the phone.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Christy's like, I gotta get my rain gear on. I gotta get my rain gear on and get out there and do stuff. I'm like, oh my God, are you dying? What is happening?
I know. It's ridiculous.
I'm real worried about Christy. And of course, who's nowhere in sight?
Rod. Where's Rod? Is he out trawling? Is he out somewhere else trawling? What's happening?
No, I'm going to call out Corey and Carly, who love to call me out on their coverage of the show. And I'm going to say he's laying pipe under the ocean. That's what they say. Okay.
Trawling.
He's trawling.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
All right. So now we get the story of Dee Dee and how she used Hurricane Katrina to her advantage. This was a big turning point in Gypsy's story because Dee Dee was able to get rid of her medical records
And get away from New
and
Orleans.
get away from New Orleans. I just wrote, Christy needs to learn how to be a little bit of a damsel in distress and lure Rod home.
Oh, okay.
Like, I would have got Rod on that phone. I would have had him paged on his satellite phone a la Titanic when the woman recognized it was her diamond and they had to
Ah,
get the phone out there to Bill
right.
Paxton.
Right, exactly.
I would do that and I would call Rod and I would be like, Rod, honey, I'm sick and I need you to come home. There's a hurricane coming. Like, I would just be, playing it
Right.
up
Yeah,
to
sure.
lure him home.
Absolutely. To lure him home.
She needs to do a little bit of that. Let
Okay.
Rod feel like the man of the house. He would
I
like that
understand.
probably.
I understand.
Mhm.
Yes.
Goes against everything I believe in, but
I'm
let's do it.
Sure. If that's what it takes to get Rod home, we
Mhm,
do what we got to
mhm.
do.
So we learned that Gypsy has been there for 6 months. Ken is so put out by this moving. Now they're moving, and he's so put out by it. And he says, I'm depressed. I have nowhere to go. I know no one here. You're in New Orleans, dude, and you're a bartender. Make friends.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Like Natalie says, oh, now we just see a lazy person, not making any friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey guys, it's me, Rob. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Hey guys, it's me, Ryan. Hey guys. Hey guys, I'm not gonna bash Gypsy. That was my wife, and I'm above it. And I just can't do it, guys. But loving that hashtag Team Ryan, loving it. Okay. Later, there are Ken's. They got approved for the house. He can move. He can move in October 1st. So she says this thing. I don't know where it is. Oh no, it's later. Okay, never mind. So she gets a text from her lawyer that her divorce is going to be finalized this week. And she says she just wants Ryan to move on.
Mhm.
Ken is real happy. He's got a smile on his face.
For once.
Mm-hmm. It's date night, Amanda. Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
This motherfucker.
I remember when she posted about this date. So I remember the photo of them outside the restaurant.
7 years ago today, they met for the first time. Again, we're really leaning into this.
We're leaning into the fact that there wasn't a 6.5 year break in that 7 years,
right.
but okay.
He came to the prison to meet her. They talk about that. They go to this really nice restaurant. Now, I wrote he orders for her ? Because she seems to have no say in what they're ordering.
That's problem 1.
He orders octopus. And
Problem
she says, 2. I'm freaked out by it. Now, I love octopus.
Okay.
I would eat that all up. Dum, 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 dum.
Not me.
But I understand not many people would be into that.
Right.
He says, you're going to try it. And I don't want to hear about your fears.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
Try some things you've never tried before. Okay. The octopus with squid ink risotto comes and she does try it.
She does.
She tries it and she doesn't like it. Now, I just want to say this woman is about 18 to 20 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
Don't make her eat something she doesn't like.
Yeah.
Not only that. Okay, so let's just go down the road of why this is bad here.
Okay.
Number 1, you're making her feel stupid on purpose.
You're belittling her in public.
Yep. Number 2, she is pregnant and should not be forced to eat things that might make her, I don't know, puke all over the table.
Right. I think, and also she's a grown ass person. She can decide what she does and doesn't put in her mouth.
Number 3, are we forgetting the food trauma that she has had in her life? She literally has told us she had an eating disorder.
Yes.
She at the very minimum had disordered eating.
Yes.
She ate through a feeding tube most of her life. And now you're going to come at her about her refined palate?
Yeah. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Right.
She was in prison for 8 years.
And it's almost as if something like that. I feel like he chose
food that he knew she wouldn't like.
Yes. He chose I'm going to say weirdest food. Not that either of these things are weird. Blue crab and octopus are totally normal. I wouldn't eat them because I don't care for anything that comes from water. But they're totally normal foods, but they're definitely not like bland palate-y foods. Or if you're not with a refined palate, he set her up to fail and then mocked her for failing.
I will say we have been
Failing,
known
quote unquote. I don't think not eating octopus makes you a failure, but
2 things. For most of my life, I was like a chicken nugget type gal.
okay.
Not to that extent, but
Right.
like 20 years ago, I never would have tasted this. I
Mhm.
never would have tried. I can remember when Timmy and I went to Brooklyn for the first time
Uh-huh.
and him saying to me, like, you've got to try real Mexican food. Cause I never thought I liked Mexican food.
Got it.
We tried real Mexican food. I loved it. Like,
Sure.
but I have felt shame over my lack of a palate in my early 20s.
Mhm.
And so, like, this resonated with me.
Yes. I
Mhm.
felt a lot of shame about the fact that I don't care for fish and cheese, and
Yeah.
people make a much bigger deal out of it than I
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm living a perfectly fine life.
Yeah.
I
I will also, it is important to say we have been known to make fun of people like Nicole who go to Morocco and eat chicken
right.
nuggets.
Right.
But I feel like chicken nugget people are very like that's a bizarre level of
It's a way
this.
of being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's to one end of the spectrum. Maybe not bizarre, but it's like
Right.
extreme. That's the word I'm
Yes.
looking for. Like it's an extreme version of somebody who doesn't want to eat anything. And
Right.
Nicole didn't have extenuating circumstances.
No.
Gypsy Rose has been eating prison food for 7 years.
Right. And then had a whole fucked up relationship with food before that. And
Mm.
the way we made fun, the reason we made fun of her is because Ozin was like, here's a, like, just a grilled piece of chicken. And she was like,
Yeah.
ah.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
like, this
Yeah.
is exactly similar to what you have been eating. Like,
But
he's
if
not asking her to eat goat
if
or
any
something.
pregnant woman didn't want to eat octopus, let
Yeah.
alone somebody who has trauma, food trauma,
Yeah. It's
fuck
ridiculous.
off, Ken.
Yeah. He's an asshole.
Oh. So she does not like it. She says it was so bad, she kind of gagged it down. The waiter comes over and Ken immediately says she didn't like it. And I just wrote, he fucking humiliates her.
Yes, he does.
Fuck you, dude.
And she wanted to spit it out. He's like, swallow it. Come
Mhm.
on. Like,
Mhm.
she is a grown ass person. She can
I
decide what she does and doesn't put in her fucking mouth. Shut up. I hate this guy.
I wish she threw up all over him.
I kind of do
That would have
too.
been fantastic. All over his little stupid shirt and pants and then he
Yeah,
would have been flipping out about it.
absolutely.
The blue crab salad comes. I think it looks delicious, but again, not for everyone. Not for
No,
me 20 years ago. That's for
no.
fucking sure.
And not for someone who's, for all we
No.
know, like the smell of all these things is making her want to throw up alone. Like,
I will give you an example. Any like how you feel about anything from the water, anything remotely spicy, I will not eat.
okay,
I will not eat any kind of spice, any kind. Timmy will order something spicy. He'll be like, "Do you want to try it?" I'll say, "No." And he'll go, "Okay."
right.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. There's no like, "Fucking eat it.
right.
Shove it down your throat."
You big baby. Like,
Like, what an
fuck.
this
'Cause
guy is the worst.
I hate this guy.
So she does not try the blue crab salad. I wrote, "Do not force a pregnant woman to eat, you monster." He says, "I'm disappointed." Wow.
Okay.
Okay. The waiter comes back. He's like, "Was this a little better?" She's like, "Yeah, it was fine. Like, just, whatever." She's lying. She didn't try it because she's afraid.
Wow.
Wow. She says, "I'm pregnant and I'm picky because I'm pregnant." And he says, the waiter defends her and says, "You could be picky for any reason you want."
That's right. Good for him.
Mhm.
I was like, "Thank you, waiter. Thank you."
Yep. He says, "No one is going to shame you." Ken says, "I just wanted to shame her a little bit." And the waiter, who has absolutely tuned into the fact that this man is trash,
Uh-huh.
because wait staff can often read this because their
Oh, yeah.
whole living depends on it, says, Yeah, public shaming rarely works,"
Yes.
and looks right at him.
Mhm.
I was here for this.
I was here for this too. I was waiting for him to break out some Brene Brown
Yep.
because he was real close to it, and I was here
Yep.
for it.
She goes, there's awkward silence. She goes to the bathroom, and the Chiron reads, Gypsy sniffling.
I know.
Amanda.
This guy is not good, Amy.
This waiter hated him.
Oh, well,
Hated
yeah, I
him.
hate him too.
I have another theory. Production hates him
Oh,
because they showed us this for a reason.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's a reason they want us to know how
Yep.
he treats her
Yep.
because it's not good.
Because they didn't have to show us this whole dinner. At first, I'm like, why are we seeing this whole dinner? And
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is why we're seeing the whole dinner.
Mhm.
She comes back. He's like, so, are you excited about the house? And you could tell she's
so upset.
so upset. She's like, "Yeah, I am. I love it." She's like doing her best. And he says, "Do you think we'll be able to make this house a home?" So he's love bombing her now. He
Yep.
realizes he went too far.
Yep.
And he's trying to reel her back in.
Yep.
And she says, "It'll be a nice place for you and the baby." "What do you
Yeah.
mean me and the baby?" "Well, I can't live there." She's trying to get him to marry her. Stop.
Well, even if they marry, I don't. Well, she could
She
probably
can
live.
change. Yeah, she can
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah.
Thank God she's still married to Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Once that divorce goes through, the pressure campaign is going to be on. And
Yeah, big time.
I hope Ken and his assholeness just will not marry her.
And I think
If Ken really ironically wants to do what's right for her, like he claims he did years ago, he will not marry her. Because
Right.
in the end, it will be the best decision for her.
When is probation over?
What are we looking up? Oh,
When is
she's
her
off probation June 2025.
Okay. I knew it was coming up
Mm-hmm.
because then she can move, or unless they get married, but they're not
Yeah.
married yet. Thank God.
So, I wrote, "Oh God, Ryan has taken the sign down and it has burned itself into the wall."
That made me laugh really fucking hard.
Amanda, we need your sign up.
I know.
Let's
I
go.
know. I need to figure out where to put it, and I
Let's
need
go.
to get Todd to reenact it with me.
Okay.
We will make it happen during the season.
Okay. I want to burn into your wall.
No, I don't own this place, so
Well,
no, we're not going to have that.
I wrote, how long did he leave it on?
I know.
He says, "This is symbolic for how Gypsy left me."
He has so much word art with both of their names on it, Amy.
He plays with Pixie. He talks about how he's been flipping Gypsy's pictures up and down. When I'm mad at her, I flip it down. Gypsy left a scar and Ryan is still healing. And he says, he still wishes sometimes the phone would ring. He's still in love with Gypsy, but that Gypsy he's in love with isn't there anymore. No. Hashtag team whatever. Team no one. Team
that
neither.
little muppet of a dog is just flipping out all over his belly.
Yeah. And that's it. That's episode 1.
Amy.
This guy's trash.
This guy is bad.
I hate him.
It's not going to be good.
He is like a queen who cannot sleep.
No.
In your your pitiful full-size bed. I cannot live in your trash town. I cannot eat your trash food. Like, who does he think he is?
I know. And I have admitted many times on the pod, I can be very Princess in the Pea about my bed. Like everything needs to be perfect. My sheets need to be whatever.
Sure.
But dude, do you want to spend time with the woman who's just dating your baby? Then shut the fuck up. Because she can only spend 2 nights a week with him?
Yeah. But he will not go there.
No.
What? This is so ridiculous. Let me tell you something. When I first met Timmy,
yes,
he got a job on a maintenance crew at a local college, right? He was staying at his parents'. He had just come back into the country and he was staying at his parents' house. Very Greg 90 Day Fiance sitch.
Got it.
Except his mom charging him rent and not doing shit for him.
Right.
So I lived in Wilkes-Barre, which was 30 minutes south of his parents' house. The college he got a job at is I could spit and hit it.
Okay.
It's 5 seconds from here. Okay. He still stayed with me every night and drove 35 minutes to the college every morning instead of just staying at his parents' house, getting up and going to work.
Right.
Because he was in love with me and he wanted to be with me.
Right.
And you know what I mean? That's what you do.
Right.
It is so ridiculous to me that this guy does not spend 1 or 2 nights at her house. She is the mother of his child.
And supposedly they're madly in love.
Yeah, they're not.
No,
he is not in love with her. He is getting a ton of pushback on the internet.
Good.
For this episode.
Good. I can't wait to look.
People are like, he fucking hates her.
Okay.
And she is trying to do damage control.
Of course.
And I've seen these videos out. I think it's with like People magazine or something where, he's making her try crazy foods and she's trying crazy foods now and not like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Trying to make this, like, in other words, in Gypsy's narrative, the thing that was funny about the dinner or quirky was that she didn't want to try food. No, it was how he treated you and spoke to you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't unring that bell, honey. We
Nope.
saw it.
Nope. It's bad.
Right, I'm done.
Okay. You feel better now?
Yeah.
This guy sucks.
We
and it's
need
only going to
Rod.
get worse.
We need Rod to witness this.
And then what is he going to do? Fucking nothing. He'd be like, I
Well,
don't know,
let me tell
Gypsy.
you something. Let me tell you something. I don't know, Gypsy. You know,
Right.
listen,
You're a
let me
grown
tell you
ass woman.
something.
You can do what you want, Gypsy.
I'm not saying Ryan is great. Ryan is trash too.
Yes. I never
But-
thought he'd be better.
But Rod liked Ryan better than he does Ken.
I bet.
I just know that. I remember him liking Ryan a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably because Ken had broken up with her in prison and had left her devastated.
But Christy's obsessed with Ken.
She's obsessed. But Christy doesn't have a good picker.
No, true.
She picked Rod.
I know.
I mean, Rod's great. Don't get me wrong, but is
But he's
he
not.
great husband?
Rod is great, but is he actually great? Therein lies the question.
I realized I just talked in a complete circle.
Yes, you did.
About Rod.
You did. It's okay. I know you have very
I'm sorry,
conflicted
guys.
feelings about him.
I'm sorry.
You
I
think he's
do.
hot, but he's not a great dad.
No. He could have done so much more.
I know. He has one job to try to help his child, and he, at every turn, doesn't do it.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
All right, guys, that's been your Gypsy Rose. Like I said, if you want to hear the rest of the series, please jump over to Patreon on our $8 tier. If you're listening on Apple, you just click the subscribe button and you'll get it. And you
That's
also
right.
get Yellow Jackets, Love After Lock. This is all on the $8 tier.
I know.
Sister Wives, Yellow Jackets, Gypsy Rose, and
Lockup.
Lockup.
It's coming back.
Wow.
You and Becca.
Okay. Do you want to talk Temptation Island or not really?
I need to get more into it.
Okay.
Let's wait.
All right. Okay.
Let's
All
wait.
right,
Other than
guys.
I'm going, this is ridiculous.
Okay. And
Okay.
Mark L. Wahlberg.
He's got some real white teeth happening.
Yes, he's got Florian level teeth.
Yes, he does.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Amanda, thank you.
Amy, thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.